those smokes early. Kizza maybe doesn't quite get the same level of, I guess, efficacy out of the smoke that he did before.
I believe it's just Skyscraper in general.
No,
It's not a map which smoke players excel in compared to maps such as Oregon, which you were talking about on the Laundry.
Yeah.
And then also Chalet, another strong one as well for them snowmobile defenses. I would say it's just the map with Skyscraper, not very suited for smoke players. So
we're going into Cafe. These are our two operator lock-ins. Capital coming through for 1UP. It is a pick that we have seen a little bit of throughout the Premiership. Specifically, 1UP have played a bit of it as well. Buck coming through too, Twitch, Ying, and IQ. An IQ pick without having an idea of whether there is going to be a Vigil run, and Vigil is not being run for Radix, and neither is a Valkyrie. How much efficacy are you going to see IQ get out here?
Only thing I could see her using would be to get rid of the Pulse. Pulse is a huge player for Cafe as he can roam below all that wooden floor, ready to be C4'd. Interestingly enough from 1UP, no hard breach operator, no Thermite, no Habana. That worries me. You may argue that they may not need it because typically Cafe is not a big destructibility map. Only reason why I would ever take mirror windows would be to get rid of mirror windows. Just Habana pelts, get rid of the mirror windows. That would be the main thing. What I'm expecting from 1UP with their setup is that they're going to go for an east side push. So that's pushing in from them double windows on that east balcony and rappelling straight up towards them double windows and just firing all the utility. They have cap arrows, they have candelas, they have nades. They have nearly everything to make this strat work, but they have to execute it.
So this is a bar cocktail lounge defense, it looks like here. And Radix just doing their best to keep things slow. I think that's kind of what I'd like to see from all the teams on defense. Like, try and slow the pace of these games down, because the attackers have been thriving on the chaos and people getting picked off left, right, and center. Look at this, though. Pulse knows there are a couple of people on the other side of that wall. Has to be very careful about what he does here, though.
At this stage, Pat should give all this intel to his teammate.
Yeah.
They should automatically know. They're definitely going to go for an east balcony push, pushing up towards them double windows. This is where everybody from Radix should start putting in resources to make sure the defense is successful, because typically you're only ever going to see people rappelling through them double windows or possibly the skylight, but they only ever stick one person on the skylight, which is Kimbe, who just sits there and watches the flanks primarily.
Sure.
Again, Pat can also see for them whenever they rappel in, as it is destructible from below inside that reading room area.
Oh, Greedy Willow picks one up here, and that's a good start for 1UP. They needed that. As Capone goes down, that's the fragger, one of the big roams. So the gun skill kind of now taken out, not completely for Radix, but definitely one of the big performing members. Rappel's coming up, like you said.
Yeah, this is where the nades will start being chucked in, trying to get a couple of kills. Going to be one for Willow on the nades. See if he can get a second. I'm sure the Candelas will be in momentarily as well.
They picked off two, and if you need your captain to perform, now is when you need him to start doing it, and Willow picks up the first two frags here for 1UP. Not all is lost right now. We've seen some big defenses from Melons before on Radix. They're going to try and do their best here. 1 versus 1. He does get taken out as Kizza gets the kill. 5 versus 2 now. It feels like it's all she wrote for Radix on their first defensive play on this map. As Kizza takes a couple of hits, but he has the information now. He knows where he got shot from. They know where they can go through as Mira goes down as well. 5 versus 1. It will have to be a miracle play from Pat. He can work them, but it's a tough situation to do it.
5v1 defuse will be placed down, has already used his Nitro Cell, did not get a kill out of it, however. It's going to be pushed in from that cigar shop. This is where everybody from 1UP will know the position he will be pushing in from. And 1UP will be taking the first round inside Cafe.
If you needed a clean ace game at any point in your first semi-final match, this is the round that you wanted to do it. Make a statement, come into Cafe confident, and like you said, you've seen 1UP play Cafe, we haven't seen Radix play it. This feels like a game where 1UP likely are going to come in and say, hey, this is a map we know. This is a set of strats that we know how to use. They definitely seem to have things going their way. Mute coming out. We've seen a bit of Mute, actually, from a few... We've seen a bit of Mute from a few rounds. We saw Mute last round in one of the maps on Skyscraper, on the rounds on Skyscraper. What do you make of Mute coming through for 1UP here?
The Mute, I would imagine, is going to be placed primarily inside the cigar shop and also that cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Cafe's a map where there is only real one clear-cut way pushing in towards that cigar shop and cigar lounge would be from the red stairs. If you have your mute jammers located around that area, it stops any drones being sent in and trying to get your roamers out of that position. I reckon it will work, but they do have Thatcher on the side of Radix, so the mute jammers will be EMP'd. But the mute jammers located primarily around that cigar lounge area will help with possibly somebody sitting beside that piano on that little elevated place, and lying behind that. The mute jammer could work really well with stopping them drones.
Big defense going in the cigar lounge area, though. As you said, there might be an area for Mute to sort of put a lot of his defensive work into. Sledge coming through for Radix as well. We've seen a bit of Sledge. IQ coming through again. Interesting. It's something that we weren't expecting to see too much of, but it's being picked in pre-anticipation. But Valkyrie on the side of 1UP, at least you'll get some efficacy out there. Yeah,
having the Valkyrie, especially for a map like Cafe, where it is quite a big map, it's shaped like a big square.
Yeah.
So having one camera located on kind of like a northeast side, it covers in the east and the north. So having the Valkyrie cameras helps you a lot with some of these runouts, as Mop does manage to pick one, but does automatically get traded out by Fabia.
Trade 1 for 1, but you take Capone out again, and Capone has been such a big slayer for Radix. And that's the 1UP roam that we're used to. Like, we are used to at least seeing the roams trade 1 for 1, at least. And that's Sledge going down as well, so some soft entry being taken out.
Wello has decided to take a Legion, which is a bit of a niche pick operator. We do not see that being played as much. Typically, we would see Legion mines just scattered about the objective inside Cafe, especially whenever Cafe doesn't have a lot of ways into the bomb site physically. It would only be really that main door beside the cigar shop. So having like a lot of Legions is set up there, ready for defenders to run in and to get hit like possibly 3 times. You're just getting just bang, 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 and you're nearly dead. From
I believe we actually saw a bit of Legion on Skyscraper. There was one round where we saw Legion come through on Skyscraper as well. So maybe these pocket pick operators that we haven't seen too much of during the regular season, people are bringing them out for LAN finals.
Another option maybe for the Legion is the fear of the blitz.
Yeah.
Agumine is going to stop blitzing his tracks as Willow does get the kill on pass. He decided to push in. Also see a gas canister being expended by Keza just to help Willow and help him fall back.
Ooh.
Willow is going to get caught out, but not killed at this stage, and does manage to scurry away down to that white hallway.
He's got the info, though. He's going to try and peek.
Ooh,
he does get taken out, though.
It?
Yeah, it was a bad peek from Willow, but he does get the information for his team, and the smoke's going to come out once again. You can see pulling those tacks out of the foot there. Legion. A bit of Nigma! Big play.
Did that.
Big play off the back of the Valkyrie camera, and Melons picks up 1, so it is Melons versus the world now. He's got 2 members to get through, and still Smoke left. I believe Smoke has got 1 grenade with 30 seconds to go as well, so he can at least control some area of this defense.
This is a better suited map.
Oh, it goes down.
Kez in this situation, as he can start stalling out them rounds through that main door. Excellent clutch.
This is the 1UP that we are used to seeing. Bit more coordinated. It definitely felt like it was a map issue for 1UP there. And they come onto Cafe, a map that they are definitely stronger on, and they are performing like we are used to seeing them from the regular season. Taking a look at the KDA there, you can see Greedy Willow actually coming out big for his team in the early rounds, but that's great when you have a captain that performs in the early rounds, you know.
The main issue I would have with that Radix attack would be that they pushed in one way. They just kept trying to push in through the cigar shop, through the red staircase, and it was very easy for members of 1UP to know, okay, they're just going to push in from the one area. Let's just put all our resources and stop that happening.
Ela. First Ela that we have seen coming out now. Defensive roam for Radix. We haven't seen a much of, well, we weren't expecting to see as much of her due to the nerfs. We'll have to see how badly they affect Radix here. 28 to 23 damage, I believe.
Yes.
And she's also got some bad recoil changes.
Pretty bad.
So we'll have to see how that affects Radix specifically. And this will be the first Ela that we've seen of the Rainbow Six Premiership Finals.
So we will be moving into our train and mining room defense this time for Radix. Their upstairs defense was not successful for them, so they have decided to take that alternative bomb site. We do see an interesting strategy that in the form of they're going to try and hold the upstairs, having mirror windows located inside the freezer area, and then have it look in towards the cigar. The main thing about Cafe is whatever team controls the cigar lounge, may it be an attack and defense, you will win the round. The attackers, if they control the cigar, they then have accessibility for your soft breachers, such as your Sledge, such as your Bucks, and just starts ripping up that entire wooden floor. And as a defender, you want to stop that from happening.
Yeah, you need to make sure you control the area, because obviously Cigar Lounge has got destructibility across the top of Mining Room, across the top of Fireplace. So you get that entry and get the potential to take out some defenders on those bomb sites. So you can see heavy defense going up there, like you just said. Really important.
Cody will be roaming top floor. The man that we have said has been performing well for Radix last game. He has a couple of bits of barbed wire set up for that skylight drop. I'm possibly could have seen an Elamine there as well, just whenever an attacker does drop down through that skylight. You will get that, then that sound signature. You'll know that the Elamines went off somebody's drop. Castle Barricade is going to stop anybody wanting to push in from that area, and then actually, just running in and killing your guy who is located inside the freezer, which in this case is going to be the Ela.
Twitch drone getting a little bit of free work done there, which is obviously great for Twitch. You can see Ying here, Kizza just trying to get some nuisance distraction going out on the outside as the Twitch drone still trying to roam around, trying to find its targets, do a bit of work.
Did manage to get one mirror window down on the site. Also just checking to see how many people are actually physically on the site, which will be 2, so they know that they have to kill 3 members to gain control of this top floor. 1 minute 30 to go. Still no first bloods. This is the entries going to be coming in from 1UP. Is going to be Thermite dropping as well as also located inside that cocktail lounge. Pat does get a kill in the refrag. Straight away from Kiz, who's been performing extremely well in that Ying.
Blitz going down, though, does prevent some of that entry opportunity, as well as that mobile drone, like we said, feeding that information back. And with the seconds ticking down now, Radix have done a really good job of slowing the pace of these games down, because this has been a problem over the last 2 rounds. They've kind of been caught unawares. It's been a bit of a chaos for them on both attack and defense. But 1UP here, with 54 seconds to go, are going to have to look to try and make their move.
They are going to aim towards that white stairs corridor, try and get off that double wall inside the B bomb site. A strategy which we do not see at all.
That's Capone.
As Pony comes up from the white, gets the flank. As that's going to be Nigma falling. Nigma was ready for the flank, but did lose his gunfight, however.
Yeah, he was, and now Kizza trying to find an entry. That's another kill going down to Capone. Finally found his form once more, and Radix looking to get a solid defense round off here. Another member as Quake picks up the kill onto Kimbe. It is literally Kizza versus the world, and he goes down at the end to Pat. Radix get on the board, and suddenly we have a map on our hands.
Comfortable round for Radix. I would say that 1UP, if they did have some soft breachables, such as a buck or a sledge, then they could have got rid of some of them anchor positions, of course. Of course, we talk about how if you need to control that piano, then you do have access to get rid of the anchors, especially in mirror windows, because them mirror windows are set up directly below a destructible floor. And if you get somebody in there, that's your mirror windows null and void. But we still did see the mirror windows get twitched off anyway, so it was fine in that situation.
Radix will be very happy with that. Capone specifically, who had a shocker of a couple first rounds, finally gets himself on the board, gets those kills, and that helps the confidence as well, helps you flow a bit better. And we are going to see another mining fireplace defense here for 1UP, and they have got the Valkyrie again. Yeah,
they have the Valkyrie and also the Pulse. I'm a bit curious to see why they would take the Pulse in this situation. You would expect the Pulse for the top floor because then you can knight yourself from below. Having the mid floor with the Pulse doesn't have that same impact because there's not a lot of areas that you can see for beside the actual fireplace area, which isn't the area that teams do push in from. We see the Legion being picked up. Possibly the fear of the Blitz. Valkyrie, of course, we've seen how well Valkyrie cameras worked out for Mop and his quick jump outs that he can use and abuse with that. No real emphasis on any top floor hold, no castle barricades, no mirrors like we did see Radix build off emphasis in. And looking at Radix lineup, they have just the main components of the Ash, Thermite, Thatcher, and then also the Blitz, who we've seen so much, and then Pat on the IQ for a possible fear of a Vigil.
Already got it down here. Ash actually taken out. Yeah, spawn kill, which is big. Wonder how much Valkyrie cams played into that. We'll have to see. As you can see here, Nigma just doing his best to gather information with those cameras.
Yeah, and Valkyrie cameras on the outside will give you that intel where these teams will be pushing from. For example, on the outside camera he did have, if you've seen people pushing in from the bakery area, then you know that they're just going to try and start roaming, just get the room cleared on. If you see them repelling towards the east, then you know they're going to try and push in from that main corridor or possibly up towards the east windows beside the cocktail lounge. So your Valkyrie camera gives you a really good intel on where teams are going to push from.
You can see here, Ash, 2 people up at Skylight area, actually, interestingly enough. Heavy, 3 really big roof push coming through as Willow picks up a kill onto Pat. That's a good start of the defense here for 1UP. Fabio goes through on that Blitz, looking for some kind of entry. Blitz has not been, I mean, apart from a couple of rounds, we haven't really seen Blitz pop off too much. It's been good defensive play from both teams dealing with the Blitz, and especially, like you said, coming out from 1UP especially.
Having the Blitz, it forces your roamers to run away. Because if you hear that big clunk, 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 clunk of blitz, you're going to think, I can't fight a shield, he can flash me and somebody else will be there to refresh. So that's the only option you do have is run away, which we did see Mop do. Legion traps are just going to be scattered about the area just to slow down the blitz and gain that intel, because again, the Legion traps can be used for a sound signature, knowing that you hear him screaming PM, you'll know straight away where he is.
Mop picks up a kill here onto Fabio, and that's another kill going over to Greedy Willow. Mop picks up another 2-4, and they get a 3-4. Mop cleans up.
Excellent round.
Mop cleans up, I like that. as they end up getting another round on the board here. 3 in this map so far. 1UP are back in the fight. They are ready to take a map for themselves, and we're going to be going from this to Consulate. If they win this with the confidence going into Consulate, which is a big map for 1UP, you favor them going forward in the series.
Yeah, Consulate, a map which we know that 1UP are extremely strong on. They have great strats for it. However, quite interestingly enough, they did actually drop Consulate against Fable. Fable actually beat them 6-4 in the earlier season, which was, I believe, 1UP were 4-1 up, and then Fable came back and beat them 6-4, which was a bit of a blow for confidence for 1UP. But they still performed some pretty great strats, but Fable just performed better on the day, especially due to the fact that Nasher, who was part of Fable at the time and before he did move to Horizon, played out of his mind in that game.
See here, Pulse, we've got Castle, Bandit Mira, and Jaeger on the side of Radix, it looks like. So this is a Mira defense coming out, and they are heavily prioritizing the reading room area for defense at this point. Oh no, just below. Yeah, it is reading room. Yeah, I thought they were below for some reason, but they're not.
This is an interesting strategy for Radix to take place. We never see reading room defensive holds. They have a mirror window in Castle Bar Arcades located inside that. They also have a mirror window inside the bathroom area. The reason why I believe they're going to do it is for 2 reasons. One, to stop any bucks coming from below and completely ripping up the floor from below them, which is another option that bucks can do. And also 2, to give protection to their Pulse, because Pulse can stop anybody swinging in from that east balcony area, which I'd imagine 1UP are going to go for again with their operator choices. So having that downstairs hold,
do you think if they committed to the roof though? If we've seen big commits to the skylight area. Do you think there'll be a problem?
Skylight drops are not the best way to go, because like skylight drop, you drop and you're right in the open of a room, and then you get killed from just any angle. If 1UP were to mix up their strategy and go for a red stairs push and go in through the cigar shop, then that would literally leave the Radix defensive hold null and void, because Radix are expecting this east stairs again. And that's exactly what 1UP are looking to do. Are going for this mix-up strategy and are looking to push in from this red stairs. Yeah,
exactly. Straight up came in from the roof into the red stairs, and they actually have this floor now. They have that, they're trying to push in through here.
Yeah, it's because Radix have put so much emphasis on defending that reading room. They don't have enough resources to defend this cigar lounge.
The actual bomb site room.
Yeah. So it's good thinking from 1UP, knowing that, okay, they're going to try and counter-strat us now. Let's counter their counter-strat and push a different direction.
Good information gathering from 1UP to realize that the second floor was getting all of the defense.
Impressed.
If they then move to the roof and come in straight into the third, like you said, red stairs cigar room, there's nothing left to defend for Radix.
No.
I mean, they've wasted all of their castle defense. They've wasted their mirror window, because you're not going to be fighting the second floor anymore. You've got to come up and defend cigar room, which just is not getting defended.
Yeah, Mira would typically have both her mirror windows set up, watching that cigar. Now you only have one, so you're limited at that resource. Again, you could argue that 1UP are not bringing Habana, which is the main counter towards that mirror window, besides Twitch. But again, having the Twitch room sneak in there, it's pretty difficult to do, unless Kimbe can pull off wonders for his team on that Twitch. So it's just going to be a straight push in free. We're going to see C4 expended by Pulse, so they know that Pulse doesn't have that control of that C4. However, we do see Fabia get the kill onto Nigma, and it is going to be a 4v5 with 40 seconds to go. Blitz
comes through, takes a couple of shots to the feet. Actually, very, very, very low HP right now. That was a great move by Fabia, who's been pretty fantastic. They get a kill, though, as Kizza gets a kill onto Quake, and suddenly the diffuser goes down. 4 versus 4. Kimbe cleaning up. This is a great strategy, as another kill goes to Kizza. A 3 versus 2. Taken Radix apart at the seams here, 1UP, and they have been the stitch in every way. 1UP get the map almost point at this point, 4-1, so they've got one more round to get. Wow, I mean, you literally played it out before we even got there. It was a great piece of information gathering on that second floor defense, a risky defensive strat coming out from Radix, and they got punished for it.
Everything just worked for 1UP. No defense from Radix inside that piano. Let them push in through. Mop being extremely lucky with the C4, beating it back and forth. Eventually, we did see the Pulse expand that, which then gave the go-ahead for Kizza to go, no C4, get your Cantels in, and let's just rush the bomb site. That's exactly what happens. You have the Blitz pushing up that white just to control and see who's located towards that white stairs area, and Kizza just walked in the site and killed. Yeah. Easy.
Exactly, like you said, like when you just expend that many defenses on a floor that the bomb isn't even on, sometimes it makes sense, right? Especially when you're defending above. But in this situation, they just ignored the second floor entirely and just said, okay, well, castle barricades down there, mirror window down there. We're going to go to the roof, come through red stairs.
We don't want to do that.
Exactly. We've got for a way that it's so easy to circumnavigate everything on the second floor on this map. It felt like it was a big risk to go for that defensive strategy for Radix.
So we will be moving on to our potential final round of this game. 1UP will be taking a mute, so they're going to have that control off that cigar lounge, as we previously did. They also have then the Valkyrie cameras and the Legion, so pretty standard setup from them. No Pulse, however, because they're switching in the mute for the Pulse. Radix are going to be rocking with a Sophia, an operator which we have not seen as of yet.
Yeah, and you talked a little bit about Sophia throughout the season, saying you feel like she's just kind of a worse Ashe in some ways.
Yeah, some ways, yeah.
But it is something that we have seen some of the players favour. Maybe just they prefer the gun, for instance.
Yeah, Like we've looked at Enix in week 6. Madman decided to take a Sophia over an Ashe, where he's known for being an Ashe player, but Sophia would be that substitute for players if they don't want to take the Ashe. Again, Sophia does provide some advantages compared to an Ashe. However, she is only going to be limited to a 2-speed, which people don't like. But having them Ayla mines just ready to go into a lot of key places for Cafe, where it is very tight, close court with a lot of different corners you can sit in and just hide from. Having them Ayla mines being expanded into some of them dark corners will help Radix with that final push coming in.
Radix have got to get themselves on the board here. 5 versus 4, but it's a trade 1-for-1 as Greedy Willow picks up one, but actually picks up Capone with a grenade in response. Oh, so Capone gets the grenade, sorry, into Greedy Willow, but Greedy Willow takes out Pat. Wrong way around, my apologies. But suddenly, Radix come alive. Melons picks up a kill on to Mop. So one of the key members of 1UP has gone down at this point, and suddenly Radix have got an advantage going into their attacking round. They need to get back on the board. This could be the round to do it.
Minute 40, plenty of time for them to start working and start getting this floor open, start gaining control off the top. Nigma is going to be upstairs as well, located around about that white stairs area. Also, Kizza inside the freezer. It's probably the second place, which I would say that you can play your smoke either inside the freezer or just simply in at the back of the bomb site. So having this freezer does give you that up close and just ready to kill aspect of a smoke, but then you do leave yourself exposed from numerous angles compared to that safe anchor position behind the bomb. Yeah,
and Radix have slowed things down now with a minute to go. Actually, we haven't seen many gas grenades go out from Kizza, so he has got time to work with. He can cover some angles. It's something that he is very good at in the dying seconds of the round as the first one goes through. Perfectly timed for him to try and control some of that entry.
Yeah, he is just fearing them Thatcher grenades going in. He hears that equipment, knows, okay, they might be looking for a quick push with these Thatcher grenades, getting rid of Ayla mines or possibly, like, you know, mute jammers, anything like that. So just having that just little bit of control saying, hold on, I'm going to just play it at my pace. My team's not ready yet for your push. You see, then the kill coming out
Capone picks up one.
To Pony.
Another smoke grenade goes through. He's trying to buy as much time as possible with 27 seconds to go. If he can get a pick up here. Oh, he gets one. That is one now into a 2 versus 3, and he keeps himself safe with the shotgun. Oh, he peeks, and Capone. Pony has been monstrous. I think Pony got 4 kills that game.
Must be Nigma and Kizza. I believe they did line up in that situation, and Pony just went for the spray and managed to get a 2-piece.
Yeah, Capone again coming alive for Radix. Radix find themselves back in this map 2-4, but they have to defend 3 map points, or 2 map points before we go to overtime. But it's doable. It's doable for sure. It's doable for sure. Their defense hasn't been as good though. That's been one of the problems. They've been better on their attacking side on this map specifically. We'll see 1UP. They're going to run with Twitch, Thatcher, Thermite, Ying, and Blitz this time round. Lots of thought going into the defensive strategy for Radix here, but they're going to settle on an Ela, a Vigil, Legion actually for the first time coming out for Radix, and Castle and Jaeger. So no Mira this time.
No Mira. This does leave you a bit of a disadvantage for any pushes coming in towards the A-bomb site beside that mining room. So a potential quick push from 1UP down the red stairs, gets the triple wall off, and you're in the bomb site. No mirror windows to worry about. I'd imagine having this setup of operators, they're going to go for a more heavy room presence upstairs. They have the castle barricades to lock out some main access routes for 1UP. So then having that control of that main skylight area, it stops anybody wanting to jump in, especially looking at Blitz, who would be that main person to be up front and ready to hunt and find out where these roamers are going to be located.
1UP just need a single round on the board here to put themselves back level pegging in terms of maps. We could see this go the distance the way that it's going, but we are moving on to maps that you'd feel 1UP are favored on specifically. That skyscraper was definitely
shaky.
Yeah, it was a black sheep for 1UP in terms of map picks, but here we go. We're going to start things off. And Mop, who has been so good on Blitz throughout his performance today, is back onto that Blitz. We have a Sledge coming through with Thatcher, a Ying, and a Thermite from that 1UP, so looking good. And they already picked the kill. Greedy Willow has been impressive so far, but Capone gets the return kill. But a trade for one from Greedy Willow is usually kind of the best you can hope from him in some scenarios, and getting that entry frag sometimes gives the confidence going forward that you're not going to have to face sort of a stacked number of defenders. 1UP now 4-4 versus Radix.
1UP still have their Sledge alive, so they have chosen some soft breach for this bomb site, so if they do manage to control off this Cigar Lounge, which Kiza has managed to do, then Sledge will start raining havoc, get rid of some of these anchor positions inside the train room or the mining. Pony, however, is going to be located on that white quarter, putting a bit of pressure, rotating in towards this freezer area just set up for this push. Has 2 reinforced walls, so doesn't have to worry about getting wall banged, but equally he cannot wall bang through them walls himself.
Okay, things slowing down now, 1 minute 40 to go. Blue team drops the infuser because I think they downed onto Blitz. Blitz goes down as well, so they've actually lost the diffuser at this point. They're going to have to recover it. That's not a great position for 1UP to be, and they have a defender advantage. That's Capone picking up another. Capone has been on fire this game, but he does get a return in Kimbe, who I think has been underperforming so far for 1UP. Kimbe again on Sledge, just trying to find some sort of entry here. He's getting attacked from multiple angles. A 2 versus 3 is not insurmountable for 1UP, especially when you have that explosive talent like Kimbe to work with. But Radix have got the timer, and they're trying to waste as much of it as possible. They've lost the diffuser. They know they can defend that. So 1UP have got multiple things to worry about now, including trying to recover that diffuser. It's either about trying to get those frags. It's actually, that was a big miss, I think, for side of 1UP, and actually Radix picks up Kimbe, so Kimbe going down. It is now Kiza, who has consistently been the last member alive on 1UP's attack, has again got to find a crazy clutch to give 1UP this map.
He's been in this situation numerous times. Will this be the time that he will be able to clutch up for his team and take this match? Not looking very likely, as he still has to go against a Vigil and an Ayla at full health. Has 2 Candelas and 2 smoke grenades. Let's see if he can pull off. He's going to look to go for this route of the red stairs, but straight away Vigil lurking is going to pick up the kill, and that will be Radix taking another round from 1UP.
What a resurgence from this Radix squad. 4-3. They are 1 round away from pushing this to overtime, and if 1UP lose here, how must their confidence be going into something like Consulate, because they had such a dominant set of early rounds here. It's now up to them, and it looks like it's going to be their defense that's going to be required to be good now. So they're going to have a solid defense coming out. And actually, to be honest, it has been pretty good thus far. Legion has been a big pickup for Greedy Willow. He's definitely been trying to slow down that blitz coming out from Radix. We'll have to see what Radix choose to go with. Doesn't look like they've got a blitz just yet. They're considering running the Blackbeard and the Sledge this time round, which would be a change of pace from Blitz, who we've seen on pretty much every attacking round so far.
1UP, a problem which I have, which I think would work really well with them, is that they're still not taking any pulse from below. I believe if they had a pulse from below, that would be able to completely stop the push from Radix. If 1UP have caught on that Radix are only pushing in from the red stairs and pushing in towards that Cigar Lounge area, that Cigar Lounge is destructible. It's all wooden, so a C4 can get you a big double kills. We did see Nigma pull off double kill with the Valkyrie, but they're not choosing to do that again, which is strange.
They are putting a big defense up in Cigar, so not making the same mistake that Radix did by taking a second floor defense against what is, this bar and cocktail lounge bomb site. They are really giving respect to that sort of Cigar Lounge area, which is obviously a big attacking move when you've got this bomb site to defend.
Do you see castle barricades situated on that main double door that gives you that connector between the Cigar Lounge and the cigar shop? So then that just gives Mop an extra bit of protection. He doesn't have to worry about somebody just swinging in through the Cigar Lounge and just shooting them straight in the open. He does also have an ADS to stop any flashbangs, frag grenades especially. Blackbeard is also going to be picked up an upgrade which we have not seen yet on Cafe. This is a map which I would consider Blackbeard extremely strong on with the window game. Some of them windows that the Cigar Lounge can offer him just gives complete view of that whole entire room.
Yeah, and they've actually, like you said, moved away from Blitz, maybe because we've seen a lot of Legion. Maybe,
yeah, that would
maybe because they're sort of saying, okay, well, Willow's played Legion almost every defensive round here. This is a big round for us. Let's switch things up. Let's try and take a bit of a counter strategy coming through. Looks like it is going to be a plan to red stairs, at least, to try and get some sort of entry into Cigar Lounge.
They are looking to push in from that red stairs, as we previously have seen them do, but a bit more window game coming out on the side of Radix.
Oh, and that's very close for Capone, who has been so good. And he gets the first kill onto Mop, one of the key players from 1UP. Brilliant from Capone. He has been like my standout player for Radix, overperforming even in a way. Yes, absolutely. And Radix now, with a first entry kill, are going to be surging with confidence, and 1UP have been left for dead so far over these last few rounds.
I'm still waiting for Kimbe to come alive.
Yeah, same.
Like, you said he was one of your favourite players. You rated him as your second favourite player in the entire league.
All right, mate.
He just hasn't been up to snuff as what we usually see him.
No, he has been, like I said, he's been underperforming from his usual season performances. Whether it's the situation, whether it's the maps, I'm not sure, but we'll have to see as Radix now with that man advantage looking to get their play. They've got some sort of entry hold.
Pushes in.
Cocktail Lounge, and Pat gets the pick onto Kimbe, who, like you said, has not been the best of performers so far for 1UP. Pat surging forwards, searching for a kill. He gets the double, and that is going to be Nigma going down. It is simply just Kizza and Greedy Willow alive. Fabia picks up Kizza. Greedy Willow versus the World. I'm sure the World is too much for him to carry on his shoulders. That is a Pat kill. Pat gets a 3-for, and Radix push this to overtime.
Excellent comeback from Radix. We thought that 1UP were going to comfortably win this map 5-1. Radix have said no, and they have managed to pull this back. The rounds have been so impressive for me, especially with some of their slaying potential. The one thing that Radix are doing that 1UP aren't is that they're trading back kills, back and forth, supporting one another, which 1UP, I feel, are getting left by themselves. Look at Mott, for example, inside Cigar Lounge, completely just shut off from the rest of his team.
Capone, almost a 2.0 KDA on this map so far. The guy has been slaying left, right, and center. That's 2 kills a round on average for Capone right now. He has been very good for Radix. He's on fire, and we literally talked about the way that Radix play up to the situation earlier. They are playing up big. Big defense in, again, mining fireplace, pretty standard. Committing to sort of getting that mining room locked up with those barricades.
This is where I just don't know what's happening. I said that I would like to see a pulse being brought for the top floor. Now we're seeing a pulse being brought for the mid floor. I'm confused at this stage because Pulse is so good for controlling that top floor Cigar Lounge and just stopping the plant. For the mid floor, the only way I would imagine it will work is if they're going to try and play Pulse from below on site and kill the Slayers who are trying to push in from the top floor and gain control of that Cigar Lounge area. That's the only option to see. For
me, 1UP Kizza has been the rock. On both attack and defense, Kizza has been the rock. He may not have been performing, but he's not giving kills away like crazy. He's just being very calculated with the way he goes, but he can't carry the team by himself. The roaming game from 1UP has been, I hate to say it, but abysmal. The roaming game from 1UP has just not been good enough.
Haven't been supporting each other.
Yeah, and it just maybe feels that this is a situation thing. We thought it was a map thing, but suddenly the Cafe map, which we assumed that they were going to be slightly better on, is kind of coming back to bite them. Radix, again, needed a couple of rounds to find their groove, a couple more rounds than they needed in Skyscraper, but their groove is certainly in full swing.
So they appear to be droning out this top floor, checking out for all these roamers, and Pat just goes for the window shot and managed to take out Mott, who I would say has also been underperforming. Yeah,
he's had some good rounds and some bad rounds, I think, but this is an Cigar Lounge entry, and this is all Cigar Lounge locked up, you'd say, now for Radix. Not many defense left there. Kimbe could come back with something big on this Pulse, though. We know that he can do it. We know with the structural flooring, the C4 can get massive 2-for-1s. Even if you get a 1 for nothing, it can be good, so...
Yeah, he is going to be picking up that Pulse. I'd imagine it was going to be used for the mid floor and then trying to Pulse and get rid of anybody wanting to push in from the Cigar Lounge. But at this stage, Radix have just pushed in from that east balcony and also the skylight area, so they've completely just said, no, we don't want to go near the Cigar Lounge. We're just going to take from the opposite side and then push our way in and get the hatch off.
Yeah, they've been really good here, and suddenly they've set up a really solid offensive situation for the last 1 minute 30, potentially the last 1 minute 30. We've got going to overtime, obviously, so they need to get another round on the board, but looking good for Radix. They've been surging with confidence. This will be their 4th round in a row if they win this one, and that'll be really difficult, I think, for 1UP mentally to climb back from.
Pony is going to start working on that soft floor. We did talk about if you control this cigar lounge area, then you will control the rest of the game. The attackers have managed to push their way down the white stairs area and are looking to go for this this mining place, which, or the fireplace, should I say, which is not the bomb site which I typically would expect to see.
Melons picks up Nigma, and that is now another member of 1UP falling. Gunskill just does not seem to be taking the trade as Pat gets a kill on to Kirza. This is going to be the chance for Radix to rush in.
Willow.
Fabio takes out Willow. Kimbe tries to get one back. Kimbe, this is his time to pick things up, but it's not enough, and he goes down. Radix get the 5-round situation, and they are just 1 round away from securing a map, going 2-0 up in this series, and 1UP are going to be staring down the barrel of a knockout in the semi-final.
The Radix boys are looking so pumped at this stage. The confidence is going through the roof. They were 4-1 down, and now they're leading the game. What a performance from Radix, especially from 1UP, who I would expect to take the cafe map with some of their strats. Again, that very early on first round with that each stairs tack was extremely hard to pull off, and they managed to do it flawless.
It just feels that maybe mechanically 1UP aren't in the right frame of mind. They're losing one-on-one gun battles. They are getting peaked. They're getting picked off, in sort of silly situations. Mop especially. Mop has had some excellent rounds, and Mop has had some tough rounds as well. And Kimbe, I think, wouldn't be happy the way that he's performing right now either.
Main thing which I'm seeing from 1UP is that they're not playing to their strengths. We have seen from earlier seasons that Mop and Kimbe work good together. They are extremely good roaming duo. Why are they not pairing them together? They are having Kimbe playing site. They're having Kimbe play castle. Why not stick him on Vigil or either the operators that we know he plays, and then have both of them guys support each other like we have seen them do in the earlier seasons? So they've changed things up, and I don't think it was the right call. No,
definitely not. It does feel like it's not been a great situation for 1UP in general right now. And it's all up to these guys to sort of get back on the board here. It's not over for 1UP. They put themselves in a good situation in the early rounds. They can definitely fight their way back in overtime.
They do have to take this round to take it to that final round. Willow is going to be taking this box, so they have then that soft breach potential that we do talk about a lot. Pat roaming towards this white stairs in this little bit of a garage area, looking to go and bash that doorway, and then look straight up towards them south window area. Kills any repellers that may be caught off guard by that situation.
No deaths as of yet, which is actually a blessing in disguise, you would say, for 1UP. Take out Capone, and I think you can actually undo a bit of Radix here. I think that's one of the main things that you need to focus on when dealing with Radix, especially on defense, because Capone is such in form right now, especially on Cafe.
He has been the main problem for 1UP in this situation. I would say that Fabia and Pat have also been doing well on their room clear as well. As we do see Mop getting the first blood this time. Typically, he usually gets first blood onto. Oh,
he dropped straight in through Skylight, though, and that was an easy pickup for Fabia. He had that angle. Like you said, if you drop through Skylight with...
Very open.
Very open, and then that was Vigil just waiting there to pick off the kill. 1-for-1 trade, but that's better than 1UP have been doing thus far in most situations, as they tried to get a bit of information with the drone, but the drone very quickly gets taken out.
They also did lose the Buck in that engagement, so they don't have then that,
the soft entry.
That really big soft entry. Still do have Mop, but at this stage, Mop isn't going to be looking to use his utility. Typically, he wants to go and kill the guys. He has took a lot of damage, down to about 25 health in this situation. And he's also going to drop this Skylight. Does manage to not die like his fellow teammate did. And 1UP do have control of this cocktail lounge and bar area.
That was a risky play.
Very risky.
Very risky, because obviously Vigil just got a kill there. You might have seen him stay, but obviously typically roamers don't stay in the same position once they've picked up a kill because they want to try and vary their positions. But again, they finally have control of that cocktail lounge area, can now start to make a move down towards getting into that bomb site, which is quite heavily defended, and with only 40 seconds to go, the pressure is on 1UP.
Fabia is going to be rotating up the white stairs, catches Nigma on his drone with his pants down and does manage to punish him for that. That's the second time that 1UP have left their flank open to a white stairs rotate.
And Kimbe's coming through. This is the situation for Radix. This is where they wanted to be with 25 seconds to go. This is really good for them to take this map. It's all up to some clutch plays coming through from 1UP.
Legion traps are also going to come into play, as we do see a Legion trap hit Mop does slow down as Kiz also gets it, as we did see Pony get another kill to his name as Mop also falls. Last one up will be Kiz, and will he manage to get the clutch? All the members of Radix are going to start swarming him like a pack of wolves, and Radix pull off the clutch, and they will be 2-up inside this best of 5 series.
Look how pumped the boys are.